Hi. No, that's dumb. Hi. Hi, I'm Jacob Gritz.
And I'm Winnie Stone.
And this is Come On In,
Queens.
Queens.
Oh my God. I feel like
So,
a mummy. It was Halloween yesterday.
I don't think we can move forward without talking about this.
What do you mean? Talk about what?
What? Talk about what? Tell us everything. What's going on? What happened?
I had my FFS part 2.5 weeks ago.
Which stands for facial feminization surgery.
And the first one was the, forehead and stuff. And this one was jaw, chin, Adam's apple. And it was only like a few days after our interview with Sean. And it was great. It was horrible. It was awful. And then it was fine. Now we're good. We're on the other side of all the pain and the awfulness. And now we're just having to wear the face bra to minimize the swelling, make sure everything heals symmetrically. And yeah, it's kind of a bitch to talk and feel and sleep and but yeah, we're getting back to real life.
Yeah, I mean, there was a moment there that was really challenging for you, right?
Yeah, because they go in from the inside of the mouth, and like 3 or 4 days after the surgery, a few stitches came out and opened up holes inside of my face. It was terribly painful.
Oh my God.
And I felt like no one believed me because my surgeon and his office were out for the weekend. And so I was dealing with like an on-call surgeon that didn't know me and the hospital. And it just felt like they were all like, okay, well, you're just going to have to suck it up. I was like, what? So whatever, it's done. We're moving on. I hope I, knock on wood, never have to go through invasive surgery ever again. That would be really nice.
Yeah, nobody wants to go through invasive surgery, and you've done it for a very amazing purpose, but I bet you're ready to be on the other side of it.
Yes, I'm ready to like have a life where I can go, yeah, I can commit to that because I don't have some looming surgery that's a amorphous healing amount of time, and I don't know what I can do when, and now I can just be like, yeah, this is my life now. So
yeah, and you made a pivotal decision do you want to talk about your tits?
Only if we can call my tits. Yeah.
I will always call them your tits.
Yeah, a couple weeks before, because when I did this at the same time, a second surgeon was going to do the breast augmentation. And so everything was ready to go. I was scheduled for it and everything. And then a few weeks before, I was like, you know what? I actually haven't like done a good deep dive on what this actually means. And it didn't take me long to realize like, well, first of all, I've only been on HRT for like 15 months and puberty lasts 5 to 6 years. So I'm probably not even done like growing my own homegrowns. And then on top of that, implants can come with all sorts of issues. Your body could reject them. And then if you have to get them removed, you could like be deformed. Like it's just a whole big mess of shit that could happen. But the one thing that I read that really made me go, oh, was just some random girl on Reddit being like, you know what? No one ever told me that it's just weird. It just feels weird to have something that's not you inside of you hanging off your chest at all times. She said, imagine there's like a plastic ball of air under the skin of your finger. And every time you touch something, you feel the skin touch the ball and the ball touch the meat behind it. And it's just this like void of weird, not you that's in there. And I was like,
your finger meat. Oh, yeah, that's a vivid picture.
Right? And but it was enough to like be like, oh yeah, I think that's going to be very uncomfortable. Like beauty is up here for me, but I think comfortability is up here. Like I would rather be comfortable. And
I'm with you.
So what? I was going to go through all that to like fill out a blouse. Don't get me wrong, the visuals would have been great, but I might just, grow my own. And
right, you definitely are on your way.
Yeah, and even if they never got bigger than this, like, I'm happy.
I remember your initial fear was, what if I fall face first and am not able to catch myself? For some reason, I fall like a seal, and I fall right into my tits. and they explode.
Yeah. There was a girl on the challenge one time where they like were jumping off of a cliff or something into water, and she belly flopped, and she left the show because she was like, I think I burst my implants.
I
don't
burst
think she
a
did.
boob. Okay.
Burst the boob.
Probably
But yeah,
felt
I
like
mean,
it,
that
though.
could happen. It could also just like randomly start leaking. So I'm like, yeah, I feel like I'm just like asking for a whole slew of complications well into the future. And you know, who knows what the laws are going to be federally in the future, and what sort of options will be open to me as a trans person. So we just doot doot doot. I don't want boobs anymore. Thanks.
I think it's best. I think I love your reasoning. I think that it sounds sound, and yeah, it's whatever makes you happy.
Yeah.
And it felt like in the beginning you didn't want them, so you've circled back to that.
Yeah. I think there was just like this moment where like Trump took office and was like doing all these terrible things, still doing terrible things, but like in that initial push, my just knee-jerk reaction was just like, what's the most fucking like in your face, you know, fuck you I could do? Get a big pair of fake tits, you know? But it's like, okay, Trump's not going to see my tits, and it's not like
Well, let's hope not.
That statement is only going to go so far.
Oh, well, what a journey. I'm happy that you're at least upright and feeling better and able to speak.
Yeah,
because we needed you to speak.
Needed you to speak. I did not want to come on with the face bra, but I'm still swollen, so I don't want to do like the reveal yet, you know?
I could take my teeth off and my teeth out in solidarity with you.
Still?
Because actually this one. So just like as a background, I was in a car accident when I was 18 and I broke my front 4 teeth. I was in the back of a Jeep and we were 4-wheel driving in Colorado, and he hit a tree, the driver, and I was in the back seat and I hit the roll bar and it wasn't covered with padding. It was just metal.
And God.
So face to metal, but I was smiling. So since I was smiling, just the teeth went, not my face. And so that was good. But I was holding my teeth in my hand, which is something that I never wish upon anyone. Anyway, I have had crowns and dental work over the years. And then the Friday before we were going to New York, it pops out. Like one of my crown, and I look like a pirate without it. Like,
yeah,
it's just
you sent me a picture.
Stump. I sent you a picture from the dentist, and
I was like, "Save to camera roll."
Do it. I know. I was afraid to frighten Jeremy away. I'm like, you're not going to think I'm sexy anymore with my pirate tooth peg leg. But I was able to get it cemented, and the guy's like, you need to have something else done, and it popped off again today, and I'm so annoyed because I'm like, I have to go back to the dentist.
Wait, it popped off today?
Yeah. So it's just hanging on by nothing.
We are messes.
Pops out, we can both be surgical messes. So we went, we were in New York for 2 days, in Manhattan for 2 days. And we went and saw O'Mary, which was hilarious. It's like chaotic nonsense the whole way through. Did you ever see Titanic?
No, I didn't.
Well, it reminded me of Titanic in the sense that it goes off the premise that that Celine Dion was actually on the Titanic, which is just absurd, and it's funny and it works, right? This is O'Mary was, it's Jane Krakowski and Cheyenne Jackson right now. The premise is that Mary Todd Lincoln, what if she was an alcoholic cabaret singer? So it was absolutely ridiculous and funny and gay the entire time. But I do get the criticism. One of our friends said it starts at 150% and it stays at 150% the entire time. There's no like lulls or downs or like emotional moments. But I was here for that. So we did that, and then we went out to the Hudson Valley to visit Jeremy's family, and that was his parents. That was beautiful. It was like they're surrounded by trees. That felt very different than our city life.
I didn't know if you guys were back the other day, and I have your boyfriend's location, so I was like, oh, they're in the middle of New York State. Okay.
That's where we were.
That's where we were.
Well,
Well,
Jesus fucking Christ. Well, first of all, let's talk about the interviews because I wanted to like touch base on them.
yeah.
I loved doing the interviews. I felt like there was something that I didn't realize about myself is that I love, well, I guess I realized this, but it came more into focus that I love hearing people's stories. Like I've enjoyed hearing your story of how you have become Winnie, like over the last year and a half. And I just really loved each of their stories and like just thinking to Caroline and Sean specifically, our latest two, everything layered, everything made sense for where they're at now. And what I loved about Caroline's story is that she chose to go on Survivor as like a challenge after experiencing so much already.
Yeah.
And this was just like, okay, I want to go see if I can do this for myself and don't give a fuck about anybody else. And I just loved that. And then with Sean, it's like, how incredible is it that he like had this journey of like Deja the View and then this singer-songwriter, female singer-songwriter podcast, which by the way, I went back and listened to. It's not wiped from the internet.
Yeah. Yeah, you said.
As he thought it was. And I'm like, I sent him a message. I'm like, I got to listen to this before you pull it down. Because he had an episode of Deep Dive on Tori Amos, which is one of my favorite artists of all time. Anyway, I felt so energized after those interviews. I felt like this is something that needs to continue. How'd you feel?
Yeah, we clicked so well with every single one, and it was just felt so natural and comfortable. You know, because I think we were both like a little nervous leading up to probably each one, just not knowing how it's going to mesh. Are we going to know what to say? You know, all the normal stuff. But every single one, we hit it off. It felt so comfortable. It felt like talking to an old friend, and I learned so much.
Yeah.
And I love also that we've been globe hopping. You know, we've been to Australia twice, out in LA, up into Canada. Everyone that we've talked to shares something with us. We live in the same sort of world as these people, and it's been lovely.
We do live in the same world as most people, but
I hate you so much.
I get what you mean. Like but there's that like attracts like thing. People are going to say yes to us if they feel like we have some energy that they feel that they could connect to, right?
Yeah.
It's like, that's when I say yes to people, is that I am at the age where I'm not going to say yes to somebody whose energy feels draining to me.
Yeah.
So it's a compliment that they felt like they could be comfortable coming on with us.
Yeah. It was a good idea on your behalf to start. Oh,
Was it my idea? Oh, I have a milk mustache.
a milk muscle
That will,
mustache.
like, cum.
Or-
Yeah. Speaking of cum, it was like a lot to hold back in Jeremy's parents' house.
What?
Well,
Did you
we're
hold
not
back a
gonna
lot
have
of cum?
sex in his parents' house?
Oh.
Yes, we did hold back a lot of cum. Like, it's weird. I would not have sex in his parents' house. Like,
Really?
I think that's strange.
I bet he's had
my
sex in
God.
his parents' house.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm sure, but they were home most of the time.
That's fair. I'll never forget that. This is why it's like so. Oh, my dad called. My dad called on my birthday, so we did speak because we have not spoken since the last time I talked about him on the podcast.
Yes, and it was your birthday about a week and a half ago, right?
Yeah, and didn't acknowledge anything. We just talked as if nothing negative had gone on, but. I was just thinking about like how random it was that he ended up being biggity because not only was he okay with me coming out as gay, I specifically remember times where like the very first time I ever brought a guy back to the house, everyone was asleep by the time we got there, but they woke up in the morning, they saw some car on the driveway, they knew I'd gone out on a date the night before. When we came downstairs, like there's like a sitting room at the bottom of the stairs, but the living room is where everyone always hangs out. My parents, my brother, a bunch of my brother's friends were all sitting in that room. So there was no way for us to come downstairs without walking through this room full of people. And they're all just like, good morning. How are you? And it was like, it was hilarious. But it was like, that's how accepting and cool it was at the time.
Yeah.
To like, they were giving me shit, but like, they didn't give a shit that I, had some boy in the house. But yeah, my room shared a wall with my brother's room and my parents' room. So I learned very early how to have silent relations.
Yeah, you just gotta clamp it down.
Not anymore.
No emotion, no sounds.
No.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Well, you still share a wall with people, but just not your family.
I can't help it anymore. Lady-gasms. She's vocal these days.
You haven't talked about that.
Don't look so disgusted. You're like,
no, that's just
oh.
my face. Oh my God, no, I was not disgusted. How dare you? Sometimes my face expressions are confusing to people. I get a lot of like, you look concerned. I'm like, what was I doing to make you think that I'm concerned other than my face just sat in resting concern? Mm-hmm. So tell me about the lady-gasms. You're not going to get through this without telling me.
Well, my whole life I've had, which you still experience, the grand finale. You're working up to the grand finale. Well, that's not how it works anymore. For a long time, that was very upsetting because I was like, what, am I just a eunuch now? Am I not a sexual being? Cool. It took actually being with someone for the first time to realize like, oh, a female sexual experience is very reactive. Like, off to porn doesn't really do it for me anymore. The experience of having it with someone else, I can have like 27 orgasms without actually, a big finale. And that's been very fun to discover. It used to be in the past if a guy was like, I'm sorry, I take a really long time to like get off. It's like, oh my God, okay, great. Because like once I got off, it was like, I'm done. Like, we're done. There's the door.
Oh, you were one of those. Okay, great. Yes, I came. Oh, bye. Okay.
But this is like, I could just keep going, So it's like, oh, I had one. That was fun. On to the next one. And it's still shifting. We're learning more and more. But generally, it's fun times. It's good.
That is amazing. Yeah, I sometimes I've found it frustrating that is the only thing that men usually care about. It's like, we're going to get to this point, right? And there's nothing in between. And I am not like that. I'm not comparing to your experience at all because I can't. But I've always been sort of like, okay, is this all we're doing? This is what we're shooting for is to come. Like, that's it. That's all we're doing here. Like, and how fast can we get to that point? Mm-hmm. And it's like, I need a little bit more. Like, I just do. Well, not anymore. I'm like watching my clock and I'm just like, we got to go to dinner.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful to have the option for a quickie. Absolutely. Like,
that's maintenance sex, I would call it.
Yeah.
And that doesn't, it can't always be amazing sex, especially in a partnership. Like, it has to be maintenance sex. Like, we have 15 minutes, whatever. But yeah, I mean, I've always sort of been like, oh, it's kind of frustrating that this is like the only thing that we're trying to achieve in our sex life. So I'm glad that you're enjoying this.
Yeah. And I've always been versatile. However, like, gun to head, I would take just like being a side over any of that. Because I just have more fun.
A side?
Yeah, like
how do I not know this term?
Because you're monogamous? I don't know. There's a top and there's a bottom, and then there's a side, which means I don't actually.
Yes.
I don't prefer penetrative sex.
Thank you for explaining gay sex to me, you stupid.
Okay, so Jacob. When a man loves another man,
they're going to hell. Thank you. My parents told me that already. No, I mean, okay, so the side's just like non-penetrative sex, which I love like, that. All of those extras are great.
No, and I love topping, I love bottoming, but like, I don't have to. And I feel like, especially if you're not, I feel like the bottoms experience can be a little bit more like the journey, not the finale. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But I feel
Yeah.
like otherwise it can, lean more towards, let's just get to the end.
Let's just wrap it up. And with that, let's talk about season 49 of Survivor. Oh my God. Talk about lead up.
Right.
So,
That was
first
Sex
of all,
Corner.
yeah, sex corner. Is there anything else? Wait, hold on. I just spilled my Diet Coke everywhere. By the way, okay, if you have any extra time to listen to Amy Poehler's podcast with Rachel Dratch, and then she had Kristen Wiig on, and now she's had Kate McKinnon,
Yeah.
it will brighten your day.
Okay.
To
I've only
listen
listened to one. I listened
these 3 episodes.
to her with Abby and Alana from Broad City.
Oh, I didn't listen to that one. Yeah,
but those sound really good.
I love Rachel Dratch. Like,
yeah, she's brilliant.
She is my type of humor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, let's set the stage. Let's just set the stage. Here's what I feel like. We have only done topical episodes related to seasons that we love because we love this show. It's been on for so long. We've been watching it for so long. We have completely avoided talking about anything from season 41 on. I mean, we may have mentioned Carolyn and Zeke and maybe a few, but like we have stayed away from it. And the reason we've stayed away from it is that we
Zeke?
don't like the show
Zeke
anymore.
is before 41. Literally just Carolyn. Carolyn's like, and I mean,
literally,
listen.
The only new era player we've talked about is Carolyn.
And there have been some goodies. We loved Kenzie. We loved Kenzie from episode 1, so we were thrilled to see her win. I'm struggling to think of other ones, but I know that like we have enjoyed other players since 41 on. However, not a ton. And here's
not
the thing.
Not a ton.
I can't
remember very many.
I don't think that it's, yes, there are problems with the type of people that are applying and getting on the show for sure. But I think that the way that the production and the editors are treating them is the problem. I think that they could absolutely make a bunch of these people as dynamic and deep and fun as they've been in the past. They're just not anymore. Like everyone is just so like bland and boring and sort of cookie cutter. And that's not their fault. Like I feel bad for the people that, have good personalities and like thought they were going to come and bring it on the show. And then they get home and they see, oh, they really just edited around all of my good traits.
You think so? Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I think it's a combination of both. I've always been worried about talking about it because but now I feel like Sean has given us his blessing. And by the way, I wanted to remind you of what you said after we filmed with Sean, after we got done recording. You said, because he had recommended that we recap season 49 to grow our podcast.
Yes.
And you said that would be as if RuPaul told us to do a different Snatch Game character and we didn't listen to Ru.
Yes, I said, I feel like this is one of those opportunities where somebody that knows better says, you should do this, and we're just going to not.
So Sean is the equivalent of Ru, for sure.
Yes.
But in our mind, he is, because he's somebody that I look up to, and I think that now you do. And his point of like, okay, so we take inspiration from them. We don't want to be derivative of them, but I think that it's okay for us to now be a little bit more passionate and vocal about what we feel about this show, and how it sort of lost its way and how we think it could make changes, because I do think there is an audience out there of people thinking the same thing.
Yes, and I think that it could potentially be great again, but the reasons behind how I think that it could move in that direction, I have been afraid to say. I just don't like, it's fun to be like a little catty and bitchy, sometimes, but in general, I don't like to like put out a bunch of like negativity, and I do feel a lot of negativity towards the new era. And I think that a lot of it boils down to one very egotistical showrunner. Period.
Okay. Well, given that, let's start with the positives of season 49. See how far we can get before we completely devolve into the negative aspects of the show. Let me just talk through my highlights, and you can talk through your highlights as far as like the cast. And then, like your lady-gasms, we'll gradually let go of her negativity a little bit at a time over the course of the next 30 minutes. Okay, so I love Sage.
Love Sage.
Let's say that. Let's start there. Love Sage. I feel as if she was cast in that archetype of the Carolyn archetype. She's like the kooky girl that we like, that knows what she's doing, and who is also playing to the camera, which I love. She's making faces at the camera. Like she's playing around with it, and
I wish more people did that, to be
appreciate
honest.
that. I can't tell if she's shining because everybody else is lackluster.
No, I think that she probably lives her life with less of a filter, and I think that she just really is just like a genuine person, and that's hard to come by these days. It feels like another one we loved.
That's what it feels like to me.
Emily. We loved Emily because she was very much that same way too.
Yeah, when we start to really think about it, we're like, oh, I like Xander, for example. When we start to think about it, we recall some names, but not many. But I appreciate the dynamic that she had with Shannon, because we don't get a lot of like nemesis opportunities. And I felt like that was a fun, like that basically made this last episode to me. It was like, oh, they're going to stab her in the back, and this is great.
Yes, I was happy to get...
I'm enjoying Sage.
Yes. And I hope that... I hope that...
You throw up on the mic.
I hope that we get her for the remainder of the season, because honestly, she's the only thing that I'm really appreciating about the season as of now. I have heard that...
Wow.
I have heard that Jeff has said, which take it with a grain of salt, but I've heard that he has said that the end game of this season is really good and dynamic. So hopefully this slog that we've been getting through, like maybe last night's episode or this week's episode was the beginning of that, because it was a nice blindside. Mm-hmm. It was fucking boring in that Shannon's reaction was so like, you know, she was like, it's great, this is good, this is awesome, this is how the Mother Earth wanted it to happen. And you're just like, no, I want you to be upset.
Yeah. Something is not right with her. I'm very surprised that she passed Psych Eval, because there's something that is not okay with Shannon. That is not a normal reaction to getting voted out of the game. And also like all the Jesus stuff that just came out of nowhere when it first started with like, she seemed like she was into Eastern religions, and then it shifted to like Jesus. I was like, who are you? Maybe it was like she was trying to play up to her tribe, but she was really, really feeding into the Jesus God thing.
They just disassociated, I think.
Just now or during the episode?
No, during the episode. The episodes. Because I think that that's what Sage was, you know, caught onto from the jump, was like, this girl is just like full of it. And that's so her reaction to
agree with you.
Her reaction to the blind side wasn't surprising to me. It was just disappointing because I wanted more of a reaction, but it was very like, oh, of course the girl that has the shield of religion and woo woo, all that stuff, is gonna go, oh, yep, you know what? Good game. Great game. This is good. This is cool. This is great. This is exactly what was supposed to happen. And I'm so happy. She didn't stop talking. Do you notice that?
I'm so happy to be here.
She talked through the entire torch snuffing. She talked through the walk down the plank. It's really funny.
She was still talking to herself during the walk down the plank. Yes, those type of people are the type of people that become serial killers, I feel like, because they just don't express negative emotion or any emotion other than positivity It's that whole The Secret thing that I feel like is such a scam where, oh, if I only think positive, if I only never think negative, then I'm going to get a car and make money. And like, it's just like kind of not a thing that happens. But yeah, she was talking the whole way.
I do believe there is something to that. I do believe that, life is what you make it. You're
yeah.
If you're thinking you're gonna have a bad day, you're gonna have a bad day. All that,
of course.
But like I describe myself, like in all my dating profiles and stuff, as a realistic optimist. Like I always want to look at the bright side of things, but I also know when like reality is reality. And what was happening with Shannon on her vote out episode was just she was trying to convince herself that this is all okay. Then it was just like, girl, it's okay to be upset and a little shocked that the people that you thought were your friends just gutted your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Sorry. Keeping positive, being grateful, thinking of the things that you want and manifest. I believe in all that stuff. There's a piece that I think is missing, like you just said, is that you can't go from depressed to happy. You can't go from sad directly to happy or angry directly to happy. You've got to experience sadness, anger, and then you can get to happiness, like you said, like by being realist. You just can't bypass those emotions. What she's doing in that moment is she's bypassing anger and just being like, I'm going to be so happy and chipper and like, I'm not going to get like rock the boat here. Callie would have a great take on this.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. No, yeah. She was shocked.
That was probably fawning, wasn't it? She was fawning.
Yes. Oh, she wanted to hug already. I loved Sage being like, you know what? I'm not going to hug you right now because I don't think it's going to be genuine. So I'm just going to shake your hand. I'll hug you later. I felt like it was
iconic.
Possibly a little unnecessary, but I thought it was hilarious.
I thought so too. Yeah, that was a great moment. And as you mentioned, probably the best moment that we've had this season so far, because it was like every episode up to this point has been somewhat predictable as far as who is getting voted out. Let's go for another positive.
Okay, I have one.
Okay, you go.
The time that they were at the reward challenge and one of the Sophies, the reward was fruit. And she was like, this is diet food. This is what I eat when I'm trying to lose weight. And like people are like so scared that like Grandpa Jeff is gonna like whip them or something. But she's like, no, I'm not that excited about it. Like, what the hell? Because she's thinking what we're thinking at home, which is bring back the garbage food. Like, come on, like let's get them excited about these rewards. Because like, here's the thing. Yes, of course, fruit and vitamins and stuff are going to be better for you in this particular form of the game. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. We're not here for that. That's not entertaining. Give them s'mores or whatever. Like, come on.
Two responses to that. First is that you said Grandpa Jeff, which I think they should call him instead of Uncle Jeff, which is so fucking... every time they say Uncle Jeff, I'm just like, oh stop. They should call him Grandpa Jeff. That's more appropriate. And then I have been avoiding most of the social media, and I'm not listening to any podcasts about season 49 because I'm so done. Mm-hmm. But one of the things that made its way into my feed was Rob, Sister Nino from RHAP, saying, would Heidi and Jenna have jumped off for a piece of fruit in the Amazon? Like, they're not going to leave for a piece of fruit. Like, it's a piece of kiwi, right? So it's like there's very little stakes, as you said, on an island filled with fruit. Wow. For them to care about getting more fruit. Yeah, it just feels very low stakes. Yeah. Oh, but it started with something positive, which I agree with, is that Sophie, I do think that she has potential because of that, and because she's the eldest daughter, we found out, and eldest daughters don't take shit.
Yes, and that's what we have been missing in this new era, is everyone's general fear of upsetting Jeff or upsetting production or saying the wrong thing or coming off to America in a bad way that's going to affect their social media negatively, and all of that stuff that just feels so prominent today. To have someone, it was just so refreshing to have someone be like,
Yes.
no, I don't like this prize. So cool. I'm going to try hard, but fuck it.
Yeah, I agree. And on that note, I feel what's missing with Savannah for me is that I feel like Savannah to me feels like the bitchy two-faced prom queen who's like bullying people behind their backs.
Yeah, like, oh, I love you. We all love you, Juwan. I fucking hate Juwan.
Love you. He's the worst. Let's get rid of him right away. I want her to embrace her inner villain, and I just want her to be like a Venus or some type of, like, let's just say, who is it? Juwan? Let's just say to Juwan, hey, like, I don't appreciate you taking my water bottle. Instead of like, oh, we love you so much, and then going and talking shit about him to everyone's back. I feel like Savannah has promise. I am wondering why, at this point, maybe this will become more clear, why she is on the next season of Survivor.
Yes, when we knew
when
that
she's giving a very one-dimensional.
Riz God and Savannah are going to be in season 50. We knew that before season 49 started, and so in the first episode or two, I was like, okay, Savannah's cool. Like she seems like one of the people in the cast that we usually get that are like very grounded, very like just sort of normal people you feel like you could just like chat up on any given day. But then, like you said, like it sort of started to evolve into like, oh, okay, she's kind of being that gross. Okay, like, okay, it's not terrible. I don't think she's like a mean girl. I just think that she's been doing some mean girl things that like, it's just like you said, like just unnecessary.
And listen, I love a mean girl. I just want her to be mean to them. Like, right to their face.
Yeah, yes. Like, yeah. Like, at least with Sage.
Give us I can get loud too.
Yes, with Sage, she's like constantly telling us like what is going on. She's mugging to the camera to be like, I'm playing fake to her because I need to, because clearly that's what she's like giving me, and so I need to like keep it like cool and like keep her in the dark about how I really feel. As where it seems like it's just kind of unnecessary with Savannah, because it feels like if Juwan's sort of already on the outs and already on the bottom, why are you fluffing him up if you're really just gonna like be kind of to him behind his back,
Yeah. That feels gross to me. It doesn't maybe feel like what she wants to portray, but maybe she does. Sophie B, do you have any thoughts?
I think she's fun. I think she has good energy. I do agree with the last episode when she finally got food for the first time in like 12 days. And she was like, I feel like my brain's back. It was like, oh yeah, I think you did kind of fall off for a second there because you were just starving and you probably just weren't, working. You were running on fumes. But given what we know now in the post-game world where she was torch snuffer and stuff, it just kind of left a bad taste in my mouth in terms of like, we get it, you're on the show, but like, have you lost touch with what it's like to be a viewer of the show? Because you saying that stuff about the interview with Sophie being negative, I don't know the words to describe how that made me feel, but it was just kind of like, is everyone that's like on these new seasons just completely oblivious to like the real world? Because like we all agreed with Sophie, like Sophie's pretty beloved, I think. So like, what are you like? Why would you come for your namesake like that?
Yeah. So backing up, it was the fact that Sophie B, created a burner account called Torch Snuffer and then went and review bombed an episode of Drop Your Buffs where Sophie Clark was the co-host with Evan. And they trash talked the show. And then she was like, why would you get a bitter ex-player on or something like that? And then they found out that this was a burner account that she had created in other places.
But in like, Sophie B, what did you want? Did she like highlighted that good Sophie was an ex player. So did you want a current player that was just going to fluff the season, or do you want an ex player who was a winner to come and share their actual thoughts?
Hmm.
It just seemed, and Savannah commented on that post agreeing, which was like, girl, you're on season 50 and you should just know better, like, than to put your neck out like that for something that's like no one's gonna feel good about the fact that you're talking shit about like this beloved winner. I mean, she's beloved to me. She's in my top 3, so
she's beloved to everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not some, but you had a point there that I liked. Oh, that these people are oblivious to what's happening in the fandom, or that they're on the show. 2 things to that. One is that apparently Jeff gave them the announcement as the season was starting that there was the potential they could be on season 50.
That is
depending on how the game went.
Fucking call.
Right. But they're not stepping it up to in my opinion, there's nothing that's been changed in order for anybody striving to be on season 50.
Yeah,
right?
but I bet that there was. We just don't have solid evidence of it right now, but I'm sure that changed the dynamic of the entire game. God, he's so stupid. Why
he's such a fucker. We'll talk about that in a moment. The other thing that I loved is that I do think they're out of touch because, like, okay, so take somebody like Jason, the person who went home last episode.
I literally fell asleep. I didn't even watch the last 25 minutes of that episode.
Oh, so that was a spoiler to you.
I mean, I know what happened, but like I actually snored. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was thinking that, okay, so when we look at like somebody like Caroline's story, who we both enjoyed hearing, Survivor was a nice like next chapter in her life. Whereas I feel like these people, it is the chapter. Like Survivor is the chapter of their lives. Like this is meant to start their lives up, and it's been their whole focus to the point where they are so afraid to be vulnerable. They're so afraid to come off as authentic. They just come off as fangirls of the show to me, to the point where it's like, I don't know if they cast him in like the Cochran role. I don't think he's charismatic enough to be a Cochran type, but he's a nerd, right? And I don't know if that was what they were going, but God, he was so boring.
I mean, like I said, I don't think that these people are boring people necessarily, but the way that it is being dealt with, I am so bored by everyone. There's not anyone that is dynamic. Sage is dynamic, but like even that, I feel like in the past or in the hands of Australia would be ratcheted up in the edit, and like we'd be being told a fuller story, and just as it is now, it's kind of just like
So talk more about that, because I hadn't thought about it that way. I'm kind of thinking in the direction of like the people that they're finding are not dynamic enough people. But you're saying that they may not be showing all of the layers in order to what? Make everybody look like a hero, or what?
I don't know. I can't quite put my finger on it, because you said it before that I think that they're made to be on 11 the whole time through the casting process. So once they get on the show, they're still sort of giving these sort of the cookie cutter things that excited the producers that were casting them, and so now they're on the show and they're trying to like give more of that. It's just, I feel like everyone's trying too hard to the point where it's predictable and boring. And I think in the right hands, even given all of that, in the right hands, it could be, the story could be weaved to us in a more entertaining, dynamic way, but it's not. So all along the way, things are different, things are falling flat, and it's like no one is seeing it. No one is along the way going, it's kind of like Taylor Swift is the most famous person in the world now. There is not anyone anyone on the planet Earth that is going to go, girl, I think you need to like do this, or just say no to her. You know, no one is going to say no to her anymore. Jeff is so integral to U.S. Survivor now that no one's saying, Jeffy, maybe like let's do this differently, or let's like pull back on this. I'm sure every brilliant idea he has is yes, man, yes, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's do that. Let's run with that. And it turns out like, yeah, he has done fantastic things for the show over the years. But I think he's so disconnected from what it is that we love about it and what it is that works, that now he just gets an idea on the toilet and is like, we're doing that. And no one's there to go, maybe we should brainstorm on that a little bit more. They're just like, sure, whatever you want, Grandpa Jeff.
Grandpa Jeff. Oh, Grandpa Jeff. You thought about this idea while you were taking a poo-poo. Oh, Grandpa.
And I think because of the sob stories and like the... It is just sort of making everything a little blander. So I don't know. That was probably confusing, but
I mean, I think what you're saying is like it's a combination. Like no matter what you're given as a producer, you're meant to pull out the best in these people, and that's not happening, right? It's not happening, and then they're not catching it. They're not seeing that it's being perceived this way. And in addition, they've made no effort to change the format of the game now in like 8 seasons. So what used to be unpredictable has become very, very predictable. And so there's nothing now. There's no character dynamics. There's no intrigue. There's no... And I was like trying to be objective. I was like, okay, so we just watched Australia versus the World. Amazing season. And we've been anxiously waiting for season 50. And so 49 was already going to be kind of get the shaft.
A hard sell.
Like right before the season you're waiting for. Yeah. However, one of my favorite seasons is Samoa right before Heroes versus Villains.
Really?
So I don't think it's that. Yeah, I love Samoa. I don't recommend Samoa because it's the Russell show and you never know if people are going to like Russell. I happened to think that the game was interesting with him on it.
Yeah.
But I don't think 19 suffered because Heroes versus Villains was on its way.
Did we know that Heroes versus Villains was on its way?
I don't know. I was doing a lot of drugs at that time.
Same.
I don't remember what was happening in the world and if it was like as big of a deal.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that was still, that was like, I mean, that was the golden years, so they knew what the fuck they were doing. Agreed.
On which part?
That this was, 49 was going to be a hard sell, regardless. And it is just like, but it is the culmination of the 8 seasons before it that are just like, so here's the thing. In the 40s, we know as avid viewers that they film 2 in a row. They go out there, they film a season, and they film a season. They go off for the holidays or whatever, and they come back again. Mm-hmm. And so that's when the changes happen. That's when they go, okay, public opinion on this season was like tended to do this, so maybe these are the ways we can change it up for the next one. So if we didn't love 41, so it was like, okay, 42 is going to be more the same. Like the Mergatory wasn't gonna change, even though everyone hated it. Jeff and them did not get to hear that feedback, so there was no rejiggering of the layout or whatever. But every break, every 2 seasons, things have not changed enough. But Grandpa Jeff thinks, oh, we are just pulling out all the stops. Everything is different now. And it's like, no, it's not, honey. No, you're just getting more predictable, more boring, more sob stories, more bland characters. And so to have this final 2 seasons of the 40s into 50, knowing that 49 is this bad and that they filmed 50 directly after it, it's like, okay, what's going to change? How are they going to make this better? I mean, obviously they're going to be relying on these personalities that they brought back and that they brought back on purpose because they were personalities and well-liked and whatever. But like I've been saying, even if they're great and giving good personality and show, we don't have the faith in the showrunners anymore to be putting it together in a way that is entertaining. So it could be a great fucking game, season 50, but it could just be served to us in such a way that we're just like underwhelmed.
Yeah. I think, yeah, there are real concerns about that. The other thing that I think there's been this like thought in the 40s that if you make less people vulnerable, it's going to be more exciting. And that has never gone away. This whole thing with losing your vote, splitting them down to four people.
Like, that was always the part of the show
like,
that was the most boring, was the very, very end game.
Right.
And when, before they merged and the tribes got so small, it was like, okay, let's get to the merge because it's just more fun when there's more going on. And they've done the exact opposite. Literally, this week's episode, he was like, oh,
split them
do you
back.
think that a merge would be really great right now? And everyone's like, yes, oh my God, it'd be awesome. And he's like, well, I have this other idea that's super lame, and we're going to split you all into 3 tribes of 4. And we're doing it, so suck it up. Well, it's like almost like he knew that it was going to suck.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think that he does.
No,
Actually,
of course
he's
not.
like, Grandpa Jeff, has no idea that this is going to be a horrible. I think we're onto something there.
He's going to hate it.
I don't think that he has an idea that. I don't actually think, like you said, that he has any self-awareness or any idea, and that everybody's just yes-manning, like you said, around him. There's no checks and balances, much like our country. And so when he says that, he thinks that going down to 4 or 3 tribes of 4 is going to be more exciting. And in doing that, it was obvious. Now, thankfully, we got the tribe that was the most unpredictable going to tribal council. But the other 2 tribes, it was so clear who would have gone home. There was an odd person out on each of those tribes, such that if either one of them went, we knew who was going home. Now, thankfully, we got this a little bit of drama with Shannon going home. At the final 4, like, you kind of have more of a sense who's going, right? And so, yeah, it's just not working. And that's been consistent across everybody in the fan base.
And
like the 3 tribe format doesn't work.
At some point along the fucking last 8 seasons, has he not gone, oh, it seems like it's like he does not listen to the criticism. He only listens to the positive feedback. And so it's just more, he's only receiving the yes mans from the audience as well. Because everyone that we respect and watch and like and listen to are like, okay, cut it out with the 3 tribes. That one tribe just keeps losing and losing and losing and going to tribal and going to tribal. And we like the fact that we had 3 people or 3 people going to tribal last night for the first time. And we're halfway through the season. It's just like, you don't see the problem here, Jeffy? It's a problem. Grandpa,
wake up. Oh my God. I'm looking at my notes and I'm cracking up because the next thing on my note is I have the 2 gays killing the chicken.
First of all, I thought we were done.
You might have been asleep during that moment.
No, I was watching last night. I did have to watch it last night.
Okay. Yeah.
I was like, oh, we're doing the podcast.
Wait,
tomorrow.
I forget. Was it? Okay. Yeah.
Was it last night or no? It was the night before. You're right. It was
last week.
Yeah. I was awake for that part. But even that they managed to make a little boring. But I also thought after Ty brought a fucking chicken pet mark to the final tribal that we were done doing the chicken thing. And I'm not like a chicken activist or anything. Like, I'm fine with it. I just thought it just seems like another thing that they like walked back and like didn't learn from. It was like, I don't think that we need to do the blatant sort of animal disregard anymore. Like, we know that you're not starving out there, okay? Like, it might feel like they're starving to them, but we as people who have watched them starve for 39 days, 250 days in Australia, they're fine. They're fine. They don't need to kill a fucking chicken. Like,
yeah. I thought it was interesting too that that's the thing that they decide to bring back. It's like, of all the things, you're gonna bring the chicken back. Okay, cool. And then the fact that what's his name? Steven, who I actually the actual Gabe, I find him kind of cute. Timo, or what do you call himself? Timu.
Wait.
Ryan Reynolds.
Okay, but he's not gay.
What do you mean he's not gay?
I don't think he's gay. I think everyone's calling him gay and saying that he's gay, but I don't think he's gay.
Wait, we gotta look this
you gotta
up.
look it up.
He, at the well, he said to MC, like, girl.
I just think that that's why, like, what Sean said was so funny when he called him, he's like, yeah, Timu Ryan Reynolds. I'd say Timu Ross Matthews. And so I thought that was funny because it was like... So,
but I kind of find him cute.
No, I love him
because he has like, so I noticed him with his shirt off, and he has like this little smattering of hair across his chest, which I appreciate. And I don't know, he's kind of sexy to me. Like, he's kind of growing on me as a player.
Survivor 49 features at least 3. Jeremiah, a gay man. Sage, a queer demisexual woman. I'm a demisexual woman, Sage.
Oh.
And Nicole, who is in a relationship with a girlfriend. Yes, we love that.
Oh, Steven, I'm so sorry. I mistakenly, well, he must get that.
Well, listen, that just means that you're such a person that is so comfortable with himself.
He's metrosexual. He's an ally.
Yeah.
He's so comfortable with himself that he can say, girl. I've never heard a straight man say that. Have you?
Well, now I have. Now that I date straight men.
Oh, they do say that. See, I'm just so unfamiliar with let's like untangle that. I'm so unfamiliar with straight men that I'm just like assuming. Sorry, Steven, we think you're hot.
Jacob thinks you're hot. So shady.
Jacob thinks you're hot.
Steven, you're perfectly fine.
Own it.
I
feel like we
like
do
him well
have
enough.
Different types.
We do. He's definitely one of the more entertaining players because he is clearly more comfortable with himself and has an ease about him that is more interesting to watch. He doesn't seem like he's trying to put so much on, for the camera.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. There's a little bit of authenticity about him, and we love that. What's your take on the heat that keeps on being mentioned? Well, first of all, let me back up because we actually looked this up. I think that it was actually hot. Like, we were curious about Jeremy and I like Googled it, and it was 95 degrees with 80% humidity. And we know that like we get days like that in Chicago, not fun to be outside. I think it's because it bothered me so much. I think because the show is so obsessed with itself that it can't stop talking about the show Survivor, that we get everything as a first, and it's the best, and it's the this, and it's superlative after superlative. So to hear it's the hottest and to see Jeff like leaning over, I was just like, enough. But it actually was hot.
Yeah, and I saw that like the week before that, someone on the internet said, okay, they were saying how hot it was, but here was what everyone was wearing earlier that day, and like people were in like long sleeves and stuff. But it's like in Fiji though, like the mornings can be freezing and the day can be 100 degrees, and so it's like that doesn't really count. But yeah, it's like it's Survivor US in its current iteration is constantly giving Boy Who Cried Wolf, constantly giving, can we believe you? Or are you just like pulling that out of your ass to make it seem more interesting than it is? Like, how many times has Jess said like Survivor first, and it's something so lame that you would never even like be proud of to be doing for the first time or something, but he'll just make sure to call it out.
Why would you want to be the first of that? I mean, that's really all I have to say. Let me see. Do you have any more notes?
Well, now that we've warmed up, I think that in large part, it is one man having the wrong idea about what we want as the viewing audience, And instead of saying, I think maybe this is the way to go, let's try it, he goes, this is a brilliant idea. Let's do it, and then let's do it for the next 5 seasons. And he never takes a step back to go, is this working? Why might this not be working? Even if it is working, why don't we switch it up just for fun? Like, why don't we say, let's do, even though it like fell flat one world, you know, it was something fucking different for once. Like,
Yeah.
the fact that we've started with 3 tribes this entire decade, or, you know, 5 years, and like all these little things that are just what happened to switching it up? Well, because no one is there saying, Jeffy, there's just 2 straight white men that are each other off, and while that can be hot sometimes, I'm not into it right now.
While we're not opposed to seeing that happen, we're not wanting to see that happen with Grandpa Jeff and whoever that other man that you may have said.
Mark, what's his name?
It's Mark. He's a big mega, right?
Something.
Burnett.
Yes,
Mark Burnett.
Mark Burnett. Grandpa Mark.
Yes, I agree. And here was my concern. 48 getting nominated for Emmys was that they were going to look at that and say, oh my God, what we did in 48 is the model. And that they were going to carry that through. And I don't know if Jeff would have known the nominations happened by the time he was filming 49, but it almost feels like they leaned into the thing that they got nominated for, which was the Joe and Eva relationship. And then they started to manufacture that. So it was like the first thing we hear is Jake say and start crying about his dad has glaucoma. And that was the personal story that was being offered up the first time we're on the mat. So I feel as if that's another piece of it, right? If you're trying to get an Emmy, and then I've heard him on some red carpet say that his favorite players are now Joe and Eva, which is news to us, that those are his favorite players now. It's just like we're headed in the wrong direction.
No, and he's just so up his own ass that he's unwilling to look at what's working for other franchises in terms of South Africa, Australia, because he wants to be the one. And it's like, girl, you are the one. Like, you are. We get it. Like, it's okay to acknowledge that sometimes people are doing it a little better than you, and maybe it's time to like go back to some basics. Or like, heaven forbid, like, wouldn't it just be so cool if he was like, you know what, we're not going to tell the contestants, but there's absolutely no advantages this season, or just like something drastic. Like, come on, like, I'm not going to hold my breath, but I will leave up for the possibility that maybe starting in 51, he goes for it. And he really does, like, let's fucking switch it up every 2 seasons. Let's like just go in a completely different direction and have some fun with it. I mean, he probably won't, but maybe this show could be saved in the US. It could be.
It could be with some simple changes and a swap of the host with Parvati. And yeah, like you said, like I would even take the Castaways. What was it called in Pearl Islands, where they brought back everybody and you had no idea? It wasn't like an Edge of Extinction type of twist. It was like they brought up everybody who had been voted out up to that point. I would take a twist that is like that. Even the Outcasts. They called them the Outcasts.
Yeah,
that was challenging to get to.
But yeah, like,
okay, well, anything
like
else you want to say? Yeah, anything. What else do you want to say?
I feel bad for the people that have worked so hard to get cast, to finally get on there, to live their dream, only to get shit on by people like us because the show just deals with it so bad that, like, I just feel like current contestants are being led in the wrong ways, and then they're being packaged and shown to us in the wrong ways. And I don't know, I just feel like people are getting shafted because they probably, like, no one wants to be a villain anymore. We've talked about this. because of the way that they might be treated afterwards, or the show just doesn't value that anymore. So what's the point of coming on there and trying to be a villain when you're not going to get valued for it? As we're like on Drag Race, sometimes it skews in the opposite direction where people come on and they're like, I'm going to be the villain because villains get a better edit or whatever. And then it's like, okay, well, now you're just putting it on. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm just sad.
I'd rather take that. I'd take a Venus, like putting it on. If that's putting it on, go for it. And that's what I want What's Her Nuts to do. Savannah. She has in between 49 and 50. I just really hope she takes a villain turn. She's got it in her.
Yeah, because right now, okay, so Rizzo has like a quirky young personality and he's got a silly nickname, period. Savannah is a little more like down to earth. She's got some snarky little things to say, but kind of basic. Like, are these really the most dynamic players you could have brought back for 50? So they're still on. They have not left yet. They may come and bring something crazy to the second half of the season, and we'll be like, oh, they definitely needed to come back. But so far, it's like they've been on a tribe together the whole time. They've never gotten separated. Yet we don't really see what their relationship is. We know that they're aligned, but we never really see them talk deep game. We don't really know what they think of each other. Like, it's all kind of, it's just the stuff that we want to know we're not seeing. And we get shoved down our throats, the sob stories and the this and the that we don't care about. And the shit that we really want to see, like, what is making these two tick and what is the reason for them being cast on the next season? We don't know yet. And we're 6 episodes in.
Yeah. There's still hope that this could turn around. Like you said, I do think the back half of 46 was enjoyable, and we did not like the first half because it was very Bonu focused. But then the last half of the game, like Kenzie and Charlie and Venus and Q, that's the only season that I can name several people in the cast. So maybe let's hope, and ending on a positive note with Survivor, that they give us something in the last half of the season, because we've got Merge coming up next episode. Let's see it.
Let's see if it's a real merge, or if it's you're merged, but now you're competing as 2 teams and only one team will go to tribal because heaven forbid we have more than 5 people at a tribal fucking council.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, ending on a positive note, Demi's album is so good.
I know. There's a lot of good albums that just dropped. Demi, Ash Nico, I really love. This didn't just drop, but I've just gotten into it, and everyone I've told about has really loved it. You like Gracie Abrams, right?
Yeah.
So one of her songwriting partners and / best friend is a girl named Audrey Hobart. And she has one album.
Sounds familiar.
That came out in August. And I've been telling people it's like Gracie Abrams, but straight to the veins. Because it's like no nepotism and like real problems. You know?
We love that.
So it's like the same type of like awesome songwriting, yet about things that you can like connect to better. But Haley Williams, Sigrid, do you know Sigrid? Natalie Jane, Lily Allen came out with a new album.
Yeah, I've been recommended that. I started listening to it yesterday.
I'm enjoying Ingie's new album. Lily, Is That You? Doja Cat's really good. And then Ash Nico and
I haven't listened to any of these.
Demi's great. I'm really happy that people are liking her. Some people I know like aren't like that thrilled with it. They're like, it's whatever. And I'm like, I get that. I'm not in love. I'm not 10 out of 10. No skips. It's good. But what I'm excited about is it feels like this is her being like, listen, I'm calling myself out for all these memes that I kind of like had bad reactions to in the past. Now I'm in on the joke. Everything's cool. I'm here. I'm happy with who I am. I'm happy in life. I'm no longer like struggling with my identity as much. I'm back. I still have this killer voice that I've always had. And it gives me hope for the next album that she puts out. I feel like that's going to be like a potential to be like a magnum opus for her. So I've always been a Demi stan.
I have not. I love
Mhm.
Confident. The whole album, back to front, is great. And this album, back to front, same front to back, same thing. I am loving Zara Larsson. If you get a chance to listen to her new album,
Yeah.
and I'm loving Ava Max's new album, but I have a feeling that not a lot of people do because every song sounds like the next.
Mhm.
But it's like very fun. And yeah, I have been listening to Lily Allen's album. I have never been a big Lily Allen fan because I tend to like sad girls that play the piano, like Tori and Sarah, and she has a different sound. So I'm like being open to listening to this album about her divorce because I think that that's going to be interesting, and she's no holds barred.
Yeah. I think I'm opening myself even more than maybe I would have, because in any other year, Taylor Swift putting out a new album would have shut down the rest of the music industry for me for 2 to 3 months. And literally, I could not bring myself to listen to anything else. And at this point, I've been so desperate to like have something else come in and like, so I could make a playlist that plays along with the life of a showgirl. And
Hmm.
so
Yeah.
I've really been like, and I've really enjoyed it. I've also followed Lily Allen though for her whole career, and there's been hits and misses, and there's not everything on this album is gold, but we just we love a jagged little pill, we love a broken heart. So even though it's not sitting
We
at a
do. We
piano,
talked about it last
it's same
time.
vibes. It's same vibes of like, God damn, yeah, she's really getting to the core of her feelings. We love it.
It's good when our artists are tortured. It's unfortunate they're not happy at that time, but it plays well to their
Well, and
music.
generally, as a musician, the writing of the music and the putting out of the music is the healing process for them. So it's like, we're
Hmm.
not
Yeah,
like, yeah,
exactly.
you should hate your life. It's like, no, we know that, like, in listening to this music, we're being a part of the healing process. So I think it's great. And I mean, listen, people suck. Men especially suck. And so there's never going to be a lack of broken hearts and albums about broken
And things to
hearts.
write about, right? Unless they all become lesbians, which I would recommend. Oh my God. Yeah, the Tortured Poets Department, I have grown to appreciate more and more and more. Of course, I'm always going to love folklore and Evermore, but I really enjoy TPD.
Mm-hmm.
I just was listening to it at the gym the other day, which is a weird album to listen to at the gym.
Except for Down
And
Bad.
like every song is so, like you just said about Lily's album, so into the heart of the emotion. It's like so vivid. And that's what I love about her writing when she says something so simple that resonates so deeply.
Anyway.
Well, everybody, that's our
Oh.
show. Hey, let's just wrap it up and say, hey, listen, we still love Survivor. I know
Yes.
that it may not seem like we do, but we do love Survivor. And I think that the main thing is that we're going to continue watching this show. I also feel bad for the contestants who are currently on the show that are experiencing a kind of a lackluster reception as far as what I've seen across the board, even people that are generally fans. And that does suck for them. Maybe not for Savannah and Rizzo since they're coming back. But you know, this is what they signed up for, and I don't think that if I were on the show, I would be listening to shows that are being negative about the season. Just enjoy your time, and you'll get back on maybe a good season or go to Australian Survivor or the Traders.
Right?
It's a pipeline to the Traders.
I admit I actually made like a quick one-off little video a few years ago after
Hmm.
I'd gotten laid off from a job, and was like, well, here's a Hail Mary. And I actually, I sent in essentially an audition video to Survivor. So it wasn't even that long ago that I was like, still like, like maybe. And it is to the point where I'm like, I wouldn't want to go. I wouldn't want to be on that uh, stage where we like Sophie B potential to be one of the best characters on the season. But I do not fault her for doing the torch snuffer stuff because she just desperately wants people to not hate it as much as we do. And I get that. Like, I would too.
Yeah.
But I know that as somebody who is an avid viewer, that if I were to go on, I would probably be disappointed in more ways than one with how it turns out. Just edit wise, public perception wise, it's just not worth it. So I feel like that's why we're feeling a little bit more license to kill these days. So yes, we still love it and we still have hope for it, but we have to say our truth.
Yeah.
We have to say our truth, Jacob.
We do. We have to say our truth now. And like Sean said, there are very simple ways in which this game could go back to what it was. And we're going to continue to talk about that.
That's for you, GJ.
All right, well, I'm going to stop recording it. Okay, bye, Grandpa Jeff.
Bye.